insight video today. A lot of the sort of like the insights that have been coming through lately are to do with sort of like source energy, source light, but very much connected to how we're starting to use vibration within our lives, and looking at vibration, and how this links to consciousness, as we start to shift and change within our own lives, and we start to see that, you know, each and every one of us as a spiritual being has the ability to shift and change reality. It's like an awakening process. It's like we're awakening to something. It's very much around sort of like divine will and divine understanding. Again, with that, the divine will always connects a lot to sort of like Almora, as we start to dissolve and shift things. The divine will is like a when we start to sort of understand and connect to the insight and the wisdom of it, we start to realize that, you know, the divine will is like a vibration. It's a frequency, and it allows us to shift and change, and create our own reality. So we start to understand that divine sort of inspiration and divine intelligence, is this the ability to use our energy and our consciousness in a way that we can start to shift our own, change our own reality, but we can also shift and change the reality of the planet. And this is what we're here for. We're connected to the planet. The planet is like a living, breathing vibration and a reflection of universal source, as we are, and we're all interconnected. And the more we sort of like go along this spiritual evolution path of evolution, we start to realise that. And this is what the masters are sort of like showing us, that each and every one of us has the same vibration, the same frequency that they had when they walked on this planet. And this is why the Great White Brotherhood and the infinite ascended teachers are here. They're here to tell us that and show us that we start to, when we start to awaken to the vibration and the frequency, that each and every one of us has that inspiration, has that intuition, that insight, that wisdom, that we can walk the same sort of path that they did. You know, the masters walked a path of illumination, of understanding, and they brought spiritual principles, and they lived within spiritual principles and used spiritual wisdom and applied it to their lives. But they also knew that they were connected. They were one. They were one with the universe. They were one with the universal source. They were one with many infinite beings of light. And as we start to awaken, we start to realise this as well. The external world, I've talked about this a lot over the last couple of days, because there seems to be a lot of chatter around this, like on Facebook, and there's a lot of like discussion around like the external world. And to be honest, it's something that I'm going through within my own journey at the moment. Vibration and frequency are so important, and it's what allows us to maintain vibrating and expressing light in a way, the one that sort of like allows us to be creators within our own life, but it also allows us to then sort of like shift and change our individual consciousness, but connect to a collective consciousness. It's so important at the moment that we understand that there are no limitations, and there hasn't ever been any barriers. The only barriers are when we become sort of like attached or distracted to external things. But external things are only only a reflection of what we've created and our consciousness. Each and every one of us has the tools and has the ability to create, and we're all here to be creators in that way. And this is part of the source energy that's coming through. We're all here to be creators, and we're here to create and express a vibration. And we're all here holding a vibration, holding the blueprint, holding the keys for a different way of being. And this is why we've come down, and this is the point of being here in this time, on this reality now. And again, it's sort of like as beings, a lot of us are sort of connected into like singular consciousness. And what I mean by singular consciousness is we're very much caught up in our own lives, on our own sort of like experiences and our own reality. Within like source energy and the spiritual realms and the infinite realms, There's not such a thing as like a singular consciousness. There is only one consciousness, and one sort of vibration, and this is the shift that's needed on the planet with us as spiritual beings. As we're walking here now, the more I connect into it, the more I feel like it's I'm sitting there and I'm connecting into it. I feel like I've got again. I say like the infinite being, or people term it as the higher self, but for me, I have like a being that steps forward dressed in white. He's got like gold hair today, but this is like an aspect of self. This is like your higher self, and when you're speaking from that kind of higher self, you have an understanding that all consciousness is connected, and consciousness in that way is light, energy, and vibrations and frequencies. But consciousness is all connected, and how we express ourselves here, um, has it has a vibration, it has a frequency to and is connected to all other dimensions and all other realms in that way. So it's sort of like the awakening and the understanding and having the awareness that consciousness is a vibrational frequency that each and every one of us can use to shift and change how we experience the world, but how we also create within the world. And this is the really key thing. And I feel this is what the masters want to say about creating in the world, because each and every one of us is a creator, and we were given this. We're incarnated with this source energy, which is the creator, which is what how it's been termed. But we all have this energy, this vibration, and it's about how we use that. But a lot of us sort of like are connected and caught up in sort of like creating a singular vision, a singular sort of like expression, when actually it's about that. It should be about all beings, all things. When we're creating, and we create in that way, we create with more sort of impact. When we create on a collective level, when we're looking at like all beings, all when I say beings, I mean like, so in source energy and source creation, when I say in all beings, I'm talking about everything. So you're talking about all the animals, all the plants, all the trees, all of that. But you can also access see, we've got many sort of like, we've got many realities that are all connected, because it's all part of one vibration, one energy source, which is what we're all born from. So in this sense, we have all these sort of like ascended masters around us. We have all these angelic presences around us, and these angelic sort of like guides, and also other guides around us, and we're all connected. And the biggest sort of like challenge is thinking and expressing our like our vibration, our frequency in that way, where we start to look past what's happening with us, and how can we come back into sort of like oneness, back into this union with our source energy, our source vibration. And this is where we get like when we're talking about transformation and transmutation. See, that works again on a singular level, but then it also works on an infinite level. And we need to, as spiritual beings, to be moving away from the singular level to look at how we can express and create on an infinite level. And I feel this is what again, this connects to the masters, because a lot of us are walking a singular path, and it's not about that. It's about the infinite path, and it's the understanding that we are more than just our expression in this physical body. We are an infinite being of light and energy, and it's about us sort of like really starting to express it in that way. And this is why I've been talking about vibration and frequency the last couple of days, and I feel this has been around when we talk about the external world. The external world is just a blueprint. It's just a fluid, a fluid sort of frequency of vibrational energy, and each and every one of us can change and shift our vibration to create a different reality, a different like a different reality within the physical world. But we can do this again on our own individual lives. But we can do this as an infinite being, where we start to express it in a way that it's about how we send light and energy and anchor a light and energy in for the planet. But we also do it for all beings again on the planet. Spirit don't work on a singular level. They see the bigger picture for everything that we do. And when you're in your true sort of expression of being a spiritual being, you start to realize that you express and you walk in light, and you vibrate in that way as well. And this is the shift. This is a shift in the new consciousness coming through. Along as if we continue to see ourselves as singular experiences, then we will also be we will be like disconnected in a way. Not disconnected, but we will be limited in a way, because we'll only see our own experience, and that's not what we're part of. We're part of an infinite sort of family of light, and infinite beings of light. We're not just this singular vibration. And the soul knows this as well, because the soul is you know, it's come down here for a reason. But the soul's, again, it brings wisdom to our experience as we incarnate, but it also knows that it's come here for a reason, and it's come here to bring forth like divine understanding, divine wisdom. It's not even like you read spiritual sort of books, and they talk about a mission. Like, we've all got a purpose, we've all got a mission, and the soul knows that. The soul brings that down, and each every one of us needs to awaken for that. And this is our purpose. But our purpose is to vibrate and be united, and connected, in a way that we you know, that our energy flows and expresses itself and connects with each other. Because this is how it works in the spirit world. There are no limitations. There's no separation. In the spirit world, they just literally create instantly. Obviously, being in a physical manifestation, it takes longer, because the vibration is lower here, but we still have that ability to do that. So don't get disheartened. Don't sort of lose motivation with things, because I think that's an important lesson. Because I think a lot of us, you know, because a lot of us, I feel, that are on the planet now are sort of like have spiritual sort of wisdom and understanding, insight, and are enlightened in a way. Now, I don't mean like enlightened like we've got the answers, but I mean we bring a vibration with us, that we've been born, and we've sort of walked many different sort of like lifetimes, and we've been in many different dimensional realities, and we understand, you know, when we sort of like connect into our source, we understand and we remember what it was like in the spirit world, in the way that we could like create instantly, and we can express things and manifest things so quickly. And when you come down to the physical world, it's a very different vibration. It's a slower vibration. Things take longer to manifest and create, and because they do, sometimes we think things aren't working. And I feel like this is again what they want to talk about. Things are working. You are fulfilling things. You are creating things, and there's like a blueprint, or like there's like a vibration, a frequency that's happening beyond the physical world, that is in the background, that's happening now, and many of us are adding to it, and many of us are starting to bring through stuff to fruition. And the more that we build that energy, and we build that sort of blueprint, the more it will start to integrate and start to manifest within this physical world. And a lot of us are sort of like are creating, and we're creating lots of things at the moment. We're creating a new way of being, we're creating a new way of expressing ourselves, we're creating new realities, and they will start to manifest. And so everything that's being created at the moment is not being wasted. It's actually starting to vibrate, and it will start to come through fruition. So keep on doing the work, keep doing what you're doing every day, keep creating what you're creating, and know that each and every one of us are adding to that, and each and every one of us are bringing something to that. And I feel this is like a really important message, because I think being in the physical world, and being in this physical manifestation, sometimes the heaviness of it, and dealing with the external things of, you know, going to work, and, you know, having to find the money for the MOT of the car and stuff like that, all those kind of things become very real and become very heavy. And it's sort of like it's to remember again why we're here. We're not here for, you know, we didn't come down here to suffer. We didn't come down here to, you know, become sort of entrenched in all those kind of things, because we're not limited by that. We're each and every being is much more. It has much more sort of has so much more sort of energy and understanding and awareness and consciousness that, you know, when that is not us, that's the external world, and we're identifying with that, and that's not what we are. We're spiritual beings that bring light and energy, and we're all here, and we're all creating, and we're all sort of like, we're all working together as this creative collective, but also as this source family. We're all a source family, and we're all here, and we're all sort of vibrating, and you know, try and sort of go out and align your vibration, and then try and align your vibration with other people, and look at experiences. I mean, over the last couple of days, what I've been doing is I've been going within, and when I go within, I'm in a vibration, a frequency where the external world doesn't affect me, and when I'm in that state, I start to see that at will I can shift and change it. And so practice that as well. Practice being in a place in your center, in your source, where you start to feel that vibration, and you'll start to feel that power, that frequency, that source energy, that source creator within you, where you'll start to see that you can shift and change your own reality. Everything is sort of like subjective in that way. The external world is very subjective, and you start to realize that, you know, you have a choice how you feel, you have a choice of what you express, you have a choice what you create. And again, this is again that will, that divine will that each and every one of us has, and that's a practical tool that you can use. I mean, there's things that come up, you know, you get stressed, you get worried about something, but when you go back inside and you center, you see that you have a choice how you feel about that, but you also have a choice to, and you also then get intuition and get understanding of how you can approach that. And again, this is again connects to things like the universal law of inspired action. This connects to the universal law of correspondence. This connects to the universal law of transmutation and transformation, the universal law of vibration, the universal law of oneness. So there's six laws that are all working in perfect unity, in perfect harmony. And this is again a direct sort of like example, but also a direct lesson, a direct teaching that, you know, everything is working works in like union, and this is how we should be working as these spiritual beings when we're here. And this is the next step. The next step of evolution is moving away from that single consciousness, moving into a unified way of working, looking at our source creator in each and every one of us, and how we express that and how we use that, not just for us but for the planet, and how we anchor in the energy. Anchoring is so important at the moment. It's one of the biggest things I feel is really going to shift and change reality, and change the planet, and the spiritual sort of frequency of the planet. What anchoring works in a way where it's sort of like we open ourselves up to our source energy and our infinite creator, and we also open up to the flow of the universe, and we open up to receiving that energy and opening up and becoming that channel. So anchoring to me is you open up and you receive it, and then you awaken, and you start to have the awareness that you are this infinite spiritual being of source creation and a source creator. And then you start to realize then that you can also manifest and create sacred spaces of energy within wherever or wherever that you need to. For me, it's like I go to work and I anchor in the energy, and I anchor in each room, and then I see this big golden light of energy, and then I feel the vibration of the space change and shift. And that's again a physical practice that you can do within your own body, within your own, you know, energy field. And when you start to do that, you can start to feel it. So go out to the earth, sit there, put your feet on the floor, anchor into it, but also anchor in it and open up your consciousness to know that you're connected to the spirit world, and you're connected to this source energy, and you can anchor it in, and you can bring it down, and you can integrate it within your own energy field. But then you can also express it and send it out to the planet and where it's needed, you know, using your consciousness. But then you can also integrate it and start to connect to it, and sort of vibrate with the earth, on that vibration of source energy and source creation, but the frequency of the earth. Anchoring is so important. I anchor every single day, and when I was first taught on this spiritual path, anchoring was always about me anchoring my own energy, bringing me down to the earth. But I see it's shifted and changed in my understanding, that it's not just about sort of anchoring yourself to the earth. So if you feel like you need to be grounded. It's not about that. To me, it's about accessing the source energy. It's about them becoming a channel for that source energy, and then integrating and bringing it to here and expressing it in a way that we are expressing it to the planet, to open up the frequency of the planet to source energy and source creation. So it's very different in that way to me now. Anchoring also sort of allows you to open up your channel to receive intuition, receive divine guidance, open up to the masters, open up to the angels, and start to become part of that one frequency again.